That's probably good. Okay. Now, I gotta move this mic a little closer. Maybe. That might be too close. That was my mic. Okay. So, let's see if those works. Hopefully, people can hear me. It's been a minute since I've been on here. Okay. I think we're set. Don't know what we're going to do right now, but we'll figure that part out in a second. Honey boy, hi, how you doing? I checked your channel out, it's pretty awesome, by the way. Let's see. Oh, this is a game asset I was doing. Better save this. Let's save this. It's blank because I took it out because I'm going to add more advanced textures to this. Let's see. Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure you can see everything behind me. Let's do that. Delete this because this is a blank one. The last thing we did was make a few cards. Probably put these in a box so I have them actually inside a folder. Let's just do this. Assets. And then, whoops. I'm gonna move these so we don't lose them. That. Alright. Cool. I don't remember what the last thing. I think the last thing we did was make these 2 stones. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for showing up in the chat there. I can't remember the last thing we did. I think we were working on these. I don't know if I finished these. I think I only finished one. I don't even know if I finished the full cards. Oh no. So these are both done. Let's see. Oh, if we finished them. Under. Light ons. And he's not there. We just have light on. So that means I have to finish that one again. Just got new pieces. That's awesome. See, it's always nice when you have more time. And that's where I got too. I feel you there. I was doing my day job a lot, you know, and I just didn't really have a lot of time to do what I'm doing now. And I allowed myself to have that time. So that's awesome. You're going to have time to start posting more videos. So that'd be awesome to see. Yeah, I really looked at some of your videos. I actually enjoyed them. You have a lot of in-depth insight to, you know, how you do things, and it's pretty awesome to see. And you know, each of us does something different that makes designing different, or our styles or art, all that different, you know. And it's awesome to have a different perspective on something each time. That's what was really cool, is you had a different approach and style to it than I even do sometimes, you know. And some of the concepts, obviously, you know, some of the same ideas and concepts are the same in terms of how you approach things, but then you add your own flavor to it. That's awesome. Take a lot of trips. That's what you got to do. Have that family time. I don't have kids myself, but I got like 13 nieces and nephews, but those, you know, it's still important. Hiking, beach, biking, etc. Awesome, awesome. No beach where I live, but lots of hiking and biking and stuff, and you can go to the mountains and do stuff there. I think I went to the beach once. I've only been to the beach one time. On the volume? Okay, cool. Let me turn it up. How about that? Is that better? I did turn my mic down because I was doing some audio design. So I turned it down so I didn't have any clipping when I was recording sounds. So maybe that's why. I forgot to turn the mic up. So maybe that, hopefully that fixes it. Let's check here. Mic levels should be a little bit different. Yeah, they're a little higher. Hopefully that helps. Go to what we're making here. If not, I can turn it up some more. California, okay. I've been to California one time, LA. And I'm from a small town compared to that. Driving there was kind of insane, so I was like, It was quite crazy to drive there because I'd never driven in a city that big. It was the first time I ever did it in a small Toyota Prius, and it was crazy. Just how long it took to get from point A to point B was nuts. It was a fun experience, though. That was probably one of the coolest things I ever did was go to LA. So we're gonna open up Darkundo. Then I got Tabletop Simulator, started doing what you told me, I started building into it actually. Put a few things in there, but I haven't quite gotten that far yet. I just played with it a little bit. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna do, we gotta make another folder. Darso. I think it's 2 O's. I don't remember now how I spelled that. I think it is that. Gotta go back. Yep, there it is. Hi, Ball. How you doing? The girlfriend's in the chat. Cool. There's Darsoto. And then we're going to use Darkundo as our base. I don't remember what I was going to do. Oh, I need to save this on my computer first, actually. Yeah, we'll do that, and then we'll put it... Or, well, yeah. Not in the dark, though. It is a light mon. Okay, cool. I'm in Burbank. I'm a quick drive from... Oh, that's awesome. I don't think I ever... I don't know if I went by there. I went near the Magic Castle. I don't know what area that was, but I was like 20 minutes away from there or something like that when I was there. So I went to the Magic Castle a little bit over in that area. It was fun. Don't go to a lot of big cities. I live in Wyoming, so a lot of outdoor stuff in wintertime. Live in a small, well, I guess it's one of the bigger cities here, but it's called Casper. But it's a lot smaller than, like, it's tiny. A metro area of Denver is bigger than Casper, which is pretty insane. Alright, so I need to, I don't need Darkundo now. And I definitely don't need the background. I'm gonna keep the folder. Don't need this or that. Cool. Now I can do this one. I think I changed. Oh yeah, I was playing around with that. Luckily, I don't have to do a there, cool. Oh, the Gaussian blur on the outside. Oh yeah. I have to. That's not what I want to do. Just to enter. I need to rasterize this. Oh, not the whole thing. Holy crap. The hell? There it is. Now we can do it. Burbank is the area a lot of movie studios are located. Going outdoors. Ah, okay, so you grew up in... Alright. What made you want to move there? Ooh, I can just cut the outside off. That's fine. I'll just... Oh, yeah, see that? So I'm gonna have to trim these outsides off. So take this, grab this layer. Got the Chihuahua in the room. That layer. Come on, what are you doing? There we go. Control D. Control S. Hello there. Got my dog behind me. You want out? You done with your... Oh, well, let me let him out. You want out? Come on. There you go, buddy. Come on. Okay. My wife... What? It's alright. My wife lived here, and I moved in there. Oh, nice. I just felt like that'd be a pretty cool place to live. Yeah, I think that'd be... I always thought it'd be pretty cool. I bet it gets hot, though, in the summertime. It doesn't get terribly hot here. It has a little bit, but... I mean, nothing probably like there. It gets super cold, though, in the wintertime. Hit, like, negative 50s and stuff. It's crazy. Alright, so... M26. Turn off auto select. There we go. Whoops. Oh, really? Never mind. There we go, that's fine. Yeah, where we live, it's not crazy, but the winter times are crazy. It gets insanely cold here. Oh, okay. Want to move again, huh? I've never moved out of Wyoming yet. I mean, it's a nice place to live, but definitely has its own things, you know, that are not always great. It has its own things, too, where you're like, dang. I don't think it's as bad as some people make it sound, but I mean, people probably say that for every time, like, oh, I hate living here, and, you know, that kind of thing, but I don't think it's quite near as what some people make it out to be. All the time, at least. I didn't even put these in a layer. Okay. Well, let's see if this works. So this has got to go where the stone is. It's gotta be... Oh, wait. I'm a dummy. Hot joke's on me, kids. Joke's on me. What I need is... I don't need the sparkle layer. I don't need the flares. That's already merged. Actually, I need the sparkle layer. I don't need the outline, the highlights. I need those. Where is... Here it is. I need all of this right here. Now I can probably... Control E, Control C, Control V. Bada bing. Drag it down. Never lived in the snow, but I enjoy visiting it. It can be fun. I worked for FedEx for 10 years. That was a job I was doing before I put in my 2 weeks recently. And it can be fun, but it does also have its, you know, it's fun stuff where you don't want to do it every day. I was driving a giant truck that I had to put chains on, and my area I delivered to was a bunch of hills. So it got a little complex sometimes. It gets cold here though, and the snow can get deep. There's a winter we had where people couldn't drive for like 4 days. It was literally that deep. And it was cold. And then the wind blows on top of that. The wind will get man, it can get 70, and people will be like, oh, that's just normal, 70 miles an hour. Or it's even gotten in the 100 miles an hour, and they'll blow semis over. The wind's crazy. It's like I said, I like living here. It's pretty easy, you know. There's not like a lot of issues you have, and it's good in that terms. But sometimes there's things like the winter time, it can get a little nuts. There are other perks and stuff, but I think that's with any place. I'll just do this. Darsoto Stone. Yeah, it can get annoying, but I mean, like I said, I like it here. I've never moved, but I enjoy it. I don't think it's a bad place to live at all. Definitely has its moments. Cool. Alright. There we go. I'm gonna have to change the stats around. What do you do in... I guess you have your YouTube channel you do. Is there like a specific job you want to do, or do you love whatever you're doing now? Paste above this layer, get Control V. Oh. Move all this. Bada bing. Alright, so. Oh, I don't know what I just did. I have to, let's go here. Here we go. So what I'm going to do. Oh, I made a mistake there. Let's delete that. Let's click back on this layer. I'm just going to put it above this layer. There. Control T. Agreed, it's up to 1 tolerance. My favorite climate is beach weather. The only thing, most beaches are overpopulated. I bet. We don't got a beach here, but the lake in the summertime definitely. Then we have 2 lakes, and they can get definitely overpopulated, but probably nothing compared to what you get there. I bet you get that beach gets slammed over there. There's a lot of I like to fish, so I like going out, finding spots where it's quiet to fish. But there's this lake called Alcova Lake, and that place can get cramped. So I like to go to this place called Pathfinder, but Got to be careful at Pathfinder because there's a lot of rattlesnakes. I work in marketing, but my goal is to live off my art. I'm currently working on a video game and my YouTube channel. Also finishing up a tabletop game I'm making. That's awesome. That's kind of where I'm at. You know, trying to do my own thing. Did you go to school or anything for game design, or just kind of do it on your own? It's good you want to work towards a goal, you know, like that. I've done a couple, like video, nothing crazy. I've done like a few sound designs for people's smaller games, and they're like 5 people. But I was just like, you know, I'll do it to kind of put my foot in the door more. So I've done a couple sound designs and like environmental art for some small platform, like smaller platform indie stuff, but nothing. These are like teams of 5 people, so it's nothing nuts. But I like it. That's what I went to school for. I never finished my degree in it. I ended up doing 3 years, and then just kind of decided you don't really need it, I guess. And the landscape of gaming is always changing. There's always something new. There's always something in the engine. There's always a new program. There's always a new program to use for whatever it is, like animation, there's tons of stuff every time, you know. It's obviously learning the basics, and I never learned every single basic, and that's just because of how much it changed. Yeah, and you're right. Schooling is very basic. That's how it was when I was in the Art Institute of Pittsburgh. It was just so basic. Like everything, I mean, it's always good to learn the basics, but you can tell when you're in those classes that you really don't need like a degree to make games necessarily, you know? And you find that out. And you look at the like market now. There's a lot of indie games that grow. They get huge, and that's just because the AAA landscape is kind of just falling behind in its own way. But in terms of like the basics, you know, you learn in school, you can tell that it's almost like they're behind from what the reality is, where there's so many new things out there in terms of like software or techniques or skills or, you know, whatever it may be. And that's why you kind of don't really need a degree to, I think, design games. It's not necessary. You can learn a lot of stuff by using the internet for that. It's not like being a doctor, you know, where you got it, but you can learn a lot, I think. But the basics are important, but I think that if they're going to teach you, they still need to keep up with what is going on in that field itself as well. Yep, and you learn more by doing, yeah, exactly. You do learn more by doing more in the art field. And that's, I think, a lot of people, you know, they, in terms of like video games, they look at video games like, oh, this has great graphics and stuff. The thing I learned is a lot of that is art. There is so much art involved in designing a game. It is absolutely ridiculous. They repeat a lot in schools too. It's not a good field for a degree. I agree 100%. Yes, and that's what I started to realize. I had scholarships for what I was doing, but for game design and programming, I didn't see the point in having a degree in something I think you can learn on your own. It is possible. You're obviously not going to be skilled at every piece of game design. And there's a lot, and you know this, there's a lot to do in game design. There's sound design, music, voice acting if you want to get into that. But it is a designer, there's so much. You got to have art skills. You got to have mix like mixing and mastering somewhat skills. You got to learn sound design. You got to do storytelling. You got to do scripting. You got to make GDD kits, game development kits, if people don't know what those are, or game design documents is what they're called. There is a lot. You got to understand marketing. So there's still a lot, even as a designer, you have to learn, but you can still learn those on your own. Yes, a mentorship would be better. And see, that's cool. And I don't really have a lot of those here. Like, there's not people in Wyoming developing video games. I think that's where I kind of had to, like, just keep learning on my own is a major factor, because it's just so important to even learn on your own, even when you don't have anybody. And that's kind of why I started with this card game. I have a lot of... My skills mostly come from art and audio design, but I do need to learn further more of programming. But I understand there's like blueprints and stuff you can use now in some of those engines. But there's a lot of tools out there, I think, that can help you get better. But you're right, a mentorship is also an insanely good way to get a lot of experience and learn. And that's really what it comes down to. Is just getting in your foot somehow in there and just learning from other people inside that field and then growing off that. That's what a lot of them did back then, you know. They didn't have a lot of skills. There's a book I read where a guy, he was a pixel artist. So he had to come up with his own way, because, you know, a lot of them didn't take people serious back then. So he would, like, write these documents for the GDD, and he would put his pixel art in there, and they just kind of looked over it. But he got creative and turned it more into, like, a comic strip. And so then they got more interested. So it's stuff like that you got to do, I think, to make your, like, stand out, and then people look at that, because you don't want to be too serious in that industry. It's about having fun a lot of the time. I think that's where the AAA market right now, you know, is kind of, it loses a lot of that creativity. I think it's still there, but it's not what it once was. There was a funny story a teacher told me about a man from Pixar came to one of the school's art showcases. He asked for the contact numbers of all the students on one wall to hire them. He didn't care. They were first year students. Yeah, Walton. Yeah, and see, that's a smart move. You go look for those people and you just hire them. That's the best way to do it. Because then it sounds like, you know, and those people understand you're helping develop those skills, but you're helping build them a career and then grow further. That's a good way to do it. See, you don't see that much, a lot of business-wise do that. But I think that's important. You have to have that. And you have to have something that shows that, you know. The only way to grow is to do it. And the only way to do it is to go out in the field or do it yourself. And I don't have that luxury unless I move, which kind of sucks. But I do have the luxury of learning on my own, and then, you know, learning from others still because of the internet. So that's an important factor to me. Not even paying attention. But loading from the cloud. Alright, so now, but you do have, yes, mentorship is important. I'm not sure where you learned to design games, but obviously you understand, well, obviously you understand exactly where I'm coming from, and obviously you understand all that. I think it's important, and it's people like us who even, You know, we don't have all the experience, but we at least have some sort of knowledge that is still important for others to learn and to grow by. I'm definitely not perfect. There's definitely still things I could learn, but I think in order to be, it's still important, especially for somebody younger than myself. Yes, the internet has been much easier to connect. It wasn't quite as easy. I mean, MySpace, you know, when we had it there and stuff, it was okay to connect, but nowhere near the levels of what it is now, right? Nowhere even close to the levels we're at now. But it's good. We have those now. Oh. Normal. I mostly learned by myself. I first got a copy of Maya 4 where I was in the 4th grade. Dang. See, you started way before I did. I didn't start until, God, I did art for a really long time. And I understood things, you know, and I have this creative mind as a kid. But I really didn't start getting into game design until, man, I was like 18. So I never learned Maya. I didn't learn Maya until like 2018. So I was already in my 20s and I hadn't even learned how to use Maya. But I mean, now I kind of understand. I forgot a lot because I have to use it again to kind of redo those skills, you know, and I haven't done that. And so I want to get back to doing it. I will at some point. I think it's just, I want to make like an indie game, but I know that doing 3D is going to be a ton of work by myself. As a kid, I would go and read the yeah. That's how you do it. You just pick up a manual and it was kind of like website design. I mean, literally the one way I could learn was just playing around and looking at, you know, we don't have like a chat GPT. You can ask questions now and it'll help you. But we had like Reddit posts we had to look at, or even before that, like there were, you know, forums way before that you could go look at, and then you'd be like, holy crap, we gotta go look at that. I love art, but my parents didn't like it, so I never really pursued it till I was an adult. Okay. I love art. Art has always been one of my favorite things. I just stopped doing a lot of art. And part of that is just, I was a magician for a really long time. I have another YouTube channel for it, but times changed and I just kind of stopped doing it. I was getting pretty big with it, I guess, in my own way, but I just stopped doing it because a lot of things changed, and then, you know, I just kind of realized that with that being like, you know, me being done with that, I just had to figure something else out with my life. Like I said, I liked it, but I just didn't feel like I had everything I wanted with it, and I didn't feel like I got to the point where I wanted to be necessarily. And that's fine. Let's see. So I'm gonna put this back, these in here. It's never too late to learn. That's another thing. They saw it like a hobby and would push me to do business. Kind of why I'm in marketing now. Okay, I got you. I see what you're saying. Me, I never really, I don't know, my parents didn't really pushed me to do, like, I don't know, I guess it kind of let me have my own, like, free will to kind of decide what I wanted to do. And I never really quite understood what I wanted to do. And so now, you know, I'm just kind of at that point where I think I know what I want to do. And it's okay, you know, I kind of start a little later than I'd want to on some stuff, but I'm okay with that. I guess now it's just about me taking the skills I have now and then putting them to use. Obviously, I don't have every skill in the world, but I do think I have some knowledge, at least, you know, of what I'm doing now. But like I said, I think no matter what age you get, everything, it's all a learning process no matter what. You can never stop learning. Knowledge is always there, no matter what. I gotta fix that. I forgot about that top part. That's fine. Oh, I'm gonna have to cut his shadow out too. That's fine. At least it's all sized in there now. So what I'm gonna do is kind of like what I did with Darkundo. I'm just gonna take this and I'm gonna zoom in here. What I did last time was take this tool and just push this up. Like so. That works. Cool. Looks alright. So I'm gonna save that. But then I gotta cut that shadow out, so now I gotta click on this edge layer. So let's just do that. Go back here, go here. Click on that layer, hit delete, Control D, there we go. I got you. Yeah, I see what you're saying. They weren't controlling. They just kind of voiced their opinion. But to be honest, my wife was the one who pushed me to pursue arting. And see, that's awesome. You have a person like that to help you. My girlfriend pushes me to do things that I want to do. And for me, a lot is just more of, what do I want to do with my life? And that's something I'm just kind of figuring out, I guess. It was just making this card game that really showed me that, yeah, you can definitely do it. I just didn't think I wanted to try enough to do it. And I was highly wrong about that. Like, I didn't put forth enough effort to do it, basically. That's awesome, though. Your wife has your back. See, your wife's got your back, and she says, hey, nah, you can do this. And you're like, okay. And that's awesome. It shows how much she cares. And my girlfriend's like that. And you gotta have people like that, I think, in your life, you know? You don't have people like that in your life. I mean, you always have yourself, obviously. But it's always important when you have those people, because you understand how much they mean to you. Your daughter's your #1 fan. Oh, thank you. That's awesome too, your kid. Like I said, I don't have kids, but I have 13 nieces and nephews. Kids were never my thing, but you know, I never had anything about people having kids or nothing like that. I just never had that drive and ambition myself. But you as a dad, that's an awesome thing though, still, because it, you know, that furthers you to be a better father, but it also still furthers you to be even better at the things you want to do in life. And that's something I notice about people that are dads. They have just this, you know, and maybe it's that fatherly figure thing, but they always give a drive. Like, they always have this drive, and it shows, and then it helps the people around them become better. You know, even my dad, dang, I have 15. I'm the youngest of 7. That's a lot. And see, it's awesome you say that about, you know, your daughter's your #1 fan. My dad was not the greatest father. And I grew up in I grew up in a rough life. I can tell you that. It wasn't easy. But my dad was not a person of he was like wanted by the FBI and stuff when I was a kid. But, you know, I told him, when I grow up one day, I want to be like you. And my dad still kind of had that father figure mentality by telling me, no, son, when you grow up, I want you to be better than me. And I think that's something I respected even further as I got older, because I realized that even he understood that you have to be a father even when him himself is not doing, you know, necessarily good things. And I still had to respect that, because that was still a valuable lesson from somebody I would never have expected in my entire life. You're right, it's not for everybody, but you love being a dad. And see, that's awesome. That's what you gotta have. For me personally, it's not for me. I get like my sister's kid and I'm like, here you go, I'm good. So I'll hold their baby. I'm like, okay, you can take her back now. But, you know, I respect that people have that drive, because it's raising kids is not an easy thing by any means. I know some people look at it like, oh, well, I'm like, that's not easy. That's a whole nother human being you got to take care of, you know? And I don't think some people understand how hard that really is sometimes. It's hard. It's hard to, you got to take more responsibility probably in your life than you ever have, you know? And you look at that like, holy crap, this is going to be crazy. But it's awesome, because you're experiencing a whole nother situation of another life with you. It's like having your wife, you know? You get to experience a whole nother life with you. Dad was very much an old businessman. It was work first, then went in order from oldest to youngest in attention. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying there. So your dad was like that, huh? I see. Yeah, and that's probably some of those generational things, you know? Like I said, my dad wasn't really like that. My dad was, I'm just trying to think of, who's that? he was a drug dealer, let's just put it that easy. But my mom was probably the one where it came to things. She was probably the one I had to look up to the most, because I had 3 younger sisters, and she was a single mom and worked like 2 jobs just to, you know, keep feeding our family and do things. And she went to school. My mom was a super intelligent lady, but that's probably like, that had to be more of my role model growing up, because my dad wasn't necessarily around to show me those things, you know? And so, but like I said, the one thing he told me, I still have to respect that, because he taught me a valuable lesson. Let's go back to Darkundo. Oh wait, no. So let's go back to not item cards. It's very different. Definitely had to do things I normally wouldn't do to defend my daughter. Yeah, I bet it's definitely different. Being a father, I guess it's kind of like me being an uncle in a sense, but being a father definitely it's definitely more, you know, it's more than you probably thought, or something like that, you know. It's, I gotta give him a move. Forgot what I did for Dark Kundo. I guess it's all part of life though, you know. You never expect the things that you always get. It's you can never be prepared for everything. That's the best way to look at it. Okay, what I forgot my tablet too. So I gotta do this. So we're gonna have argued with mean teach. Yeah, I can see that happening. That's definitely a thing that happens there. Let's see. Okay, so I forgot when I did Darkundo, I made his attack more than his defense. He has less defense, more attack, and I think I'll lower HP maybe? Yeah. His defense was, I had them equal because they're fighters, how I have it in my card game. So they have higher attack, higher defense, but lower HP. But I did these ones different. I did slightly lower. So what's going to happen here is Darsoto, let's try to change that, is going to have more defense than more defense than attack. Things I can't imagine doing before. Yeah, definitely not something you would expect. Let's see. So I'm gonna change this. How do I want to do this? I might make his defense 320 and make his attack 280. So he's still got a decent attack. Flip it around. That's kind of hard to see with that tail in the way. I guess you could see that further back. Actually, let me move him around a little bit. Now he's got that point off. I mean, it's not terrible, but that is slightly hard to see. That might work. I don't want to lose his feet either. He might be fine where he's at. I guess a good way to tell is just to bring it back. Maybe right there. That might work actually. That might be fine. Let me actually smudge this a little more. Because there is that line. And I don't... There it is. I see. It's that hard line right there. I knew that would happen when I drew it the first time. Because I made the mistake. That works. That looks pretty good. I do follow Shard TCG. I follow a few of them. There's a few of them I've checked out. I do follow Shard TCG though. They always got some pretty good tips in there. Definitely a vast knowledge of TCGs when it comes. There's another guy. I forgot who it is. I should. Mine's not entirely done, but maybe I could send it to him. I didn't even know that. I have to check it out. Probably have to message him, I'm guessing, right? And the nice thing is, like I was saying before, I'm still playing with all this, so it's not set in stone yet. The way the look and stuff is, it's definitely set there, because I've refined this whole look of how it is. Looks way different now than it did back then. Oh, now I gotta think of an ability. Oh, and his HP. Low HP, so I think I'm gonna give this Darkundo a little bit higher HP, or Darkundo, level 70, but I'm gonna make him lose less battle points too. So we'll go 100. Yeah, I didn't know Shard TCG was doing that. He said a prototype. Okay. I'm gonna have to go look that up. Did you just message him on Instagram, or? I follow him on both Instagram and or probably an email maybe. Okay, so alright, so we got that Darsoto's Light, level 70, same level as Darkundo. BP was 100, the player does. HP is 240, attack is 280, defense is 320, equipment roll, it's because this is an equipment piece. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out. I don't know if I have. Mine's not fully fledged, but they could still show it off, I guess, in a way, because that's kind of where I need to do it. YouTube community tab. Well, let's go look at the good old YouTube community tab. Maybe I'll check it out after this. I'm gonna jump to my channel. Then jump to home. Community tab. Ah, okay, I see now. Okay. I'll have to go look for it after this. I love the artwork on Shard TCG cards. They're really cool. Ah, okay, I see what you're talking about. All right. Ah, okay. Now I have to take a look at that in a second. My TCG is still super early. I like having two projects, one bigger, one smaller. I'm currently working on getting a tabletop manufacturer. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to take... That's awesome. I'm trying to take this card game and turn it into like a mobile game. I have an idea for it, which will be pretty... It'll be pretty cool. I started working on a game development documents right now for it. And then I'll go from there once I kind of have the product sheet, and then I'll go from there. But I have a cool idea, because even if I don't make it a physical game yet, I think a digital game would still be a cool idea. It has a story and everything else. It's gonna be a lot of development, a lot of art assets I'm gonna have to draw. I'm probably gonna do pixel art for it. That'll take a second though. I thought about doing like an HD 2D kind of thing for it. I'm not sure yet. It's definitely going to be 2D, but maybe like, I was thinking 2.5D. But that might be really hard, you know, depending on the mobile side of it. Where you can, okay. I saw a couple videos I think you had on, it might have been one of those. I saw some ones where you were drawing too. And you were showing, you know, you starting with your concept and taking that. And he has Dual Strike, Darkundo, Darsoto, I like how your videos are kind of, I am using Unity right now. That's probably my preferred engine right now, especially for 2D, you know. I mean, Unreal you can do some things with it, but I think Unity is still better overall, especially for if you're going to do 2D. The idea I have is really cool because it goes with the lore of the game. And I thought about making a monster catcher part, but I think I'm going to stick with doing the TCG like card game first and how it's going to go about, and then probably do like the story of like a monster style capture game, because they're both in the same world. It's just one's a TCG, the other's a monster capture part, and they both deal within the same world of it. I was gonna say, on your videos, I like how you have where you're animated, where you're talking. Those are kind of cool though, because how you're talking. At 3 a.m. I sound like I'm dead. I actually enjoyed the part where you're animated, how you kind of animated yourself, and then you were talking, and then like you would show yourself, like not you, like a drawing if it was yourself talking, and then you kind of switched to where you went to the artwork. I thought that was kind of cool. Let's see. Now I got to think of an ability to give Darsoto. What do we do here? Let's see. Let's see. I have these sheets. I don't know if I still... I don't think I have. I don't have it on this one. I have these documents in Google Drive. I have 2 finished, working on a 3rd. A new version is much better. It's similar, but okay. Yeah. I need to do some videos. I think I'm gonna go back to I have ones where I like showcase the cards and like what they have on them, but I think it's going to be better to put my face in there and talk about the card on camera and just print out the prototypes on this expensive paper I got. I was selling them, those little packs, you know, but and they were just prototypes of just the cards, but I think I need to go back, show my face, and then show the card how he's doing, and then talk about the game that way. I haven't really decided yet. That's why I'm doing live streams too, because I kind of want to show the work I'm doing. I think it's kind of important because then people get to see it. Okay, so I got to come up with a move for Darsoto. Dual strike definitely can't be it. Defense plus. Well, he's very defense oriented. Abilities plus Darsoto only. Okay, so his abilities get an increase. But he still has a striking ability. So these are based off of, if you look at the characters, Bruce Lee influence, Chuck Norris. And it's that iconic scene, if I flip them around, where they're standing from each other in the movie. But it's based off their fighting styles. That's what is happening here. Oh God, what was Chikundo and wow, I forgot what it was. Oh man, I forgot. What was the fighting style? No, I forgot what it was. It's a form of karate, but it's more. Let's see. I can look it up. I forgot what it. Tangsudo. That's what it is. Where is it? Okay, so now what I'm doing is taking characteristics of those files, fighting styles, and then implementing them. A Kempo instructor, awesome. I'm actually thinking about doing a print and play for the TCG and sell holographic versions online. That's kind of what I did. I had to buy a really expensive printer though to make them good, so it was like $300 printer. But I have a few of them I printed out. They're in the box right now. I was making hollows, but they can be hard to do a little bit. I printed them on a very good card stock. I would say for a holographic, honestly, there are many ways to do it, but the best way I found is just literally printing the card on the paper and then taking the sticky holographic and putting it over the card. That's the easiest way I found it, is print an entire sheet out, take a sticky holographic, and then just put it over. That's your easiest bet, is to do it that way. Then you don't have to use a lot of materials, and it just makes it a lot easier. Martial arts for 11 years. God, I did a lot of different martial arts. I did kickboxing, taekwondo, judo, wrestling, and boxing. I guess I did a lot more fighting things, but I was kind of like on and off in a lot of those fighting styles. Yeah, you could get a manufacturer from China too. That's true. I thought about doing that with a couple of mine. I was making them myself, but you might be able to do it that way. You might be right about that. Just go get them manufactured out of China might be the best bet. Demonstrating a defensive aggressive action, or aggressive action for every movement taken, mainly. Okay. Okay, so it's a form of reacting to that attack. Alright. roundhouse kick. I could do that. Back kicks, side kicks, obviously. Powerful kicking techniques. So there's an idea. So, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that would be a lot cheaper. You just use, I guess there's a lot of different sites, obviously, you can use. I'm not sure which one you use. I know there's a ton. I know some people on, like, Amazon, when they sell their own stuff, they do that. And then they have them shipped to, like, their Amazon warehouses. And so then they kind of do their own thing like that. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, a little expensive, I guess. Let's see. So what I'm doing is trying to think of a name for a kick, because they got roundhouse kick, back kicks, and side kicks. Well, he's a light creature, so it could use like a light kick. Let's see. Let's see. The tabletop costs about $4 US in China, and then US returns 16 for the same amount of units. Ah, okay. Yeah, I at some point I'll fully fledge this game out, but not quite yet. Oh, that's a trying to think of a name. I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna try this. It won't attack twice, but we're gonna go. I like that sunburst. We'll call it sunburst kick. What it'll do damage. Like Darkundo can attack twice, so he can use his attack twice. I could use sunburst kick. I'd give it an ability. You know, it'd be cool is if I make this one where Darsoto can use his ability in defense. That'd be something different. I think I might do that. We could use sunburst kick and then put can be used while in defense and then put the damage it does, because then when Darsoto has the pseudostone on him, it adds plus 40 to their ability. And then defense goes up by 40 as well. So he'd be tough. But it could turn out to be broken too. That's where I was using Tabletop Simulator, like you told me to. That's where the playtesting will come in handy. So we'll start with this. We'll do Sunburst Kick. Let's do if it'll fit. Ooh, I don't know if that's gonna fit. I don't want to. Oh, let's try that. Can be used in D. I could just do DEF. That'll work. And then I gotta fit the number there as well. All I have to do is scoot it over a notch. I got it. I think I'm gonna have to go to a 3-digit number, and I want. So it costs 2 every time. So it's gonna cost 2, 2, and then you can run out, obviously. So how am I gonna do this? Now I gotta use my brain. So I want it to do more than his base attack. His base attack is lower. Actually, I'm gonna make his base attack 250. And then what I'm gonna do is make this 2. I'm gonna go 300. So there's the I might not fit right there. So now I gotta figure out how to. I can't lower the lettering, so maybe I could do this. Maybe I can make this section a little bit smaller. I'm gonna go 7. It's still a little too big, so I'm gonna go 6.5. I'm not gonna go lower than 6. I can't go lower than 6. Even 6.5 might be too much, too small. Get as close to 7 as I can. That's probably as close as I'm gonna get. And this works. Because then it kind of looks like, see that. Because these are 7.5, or those are 7. This looks huge for, oh, that's 7.5. So let's just go 7 on this. Sunburst kick, I'll do 7. That might actually help. Now I might be able to put this to 7. Yeah, we can do that. And then I'm gonna space this. Oh, I usually make this, but that'll work. Alright, cool. I probably can't fit the whole word of defense in there. No. So I'll just keep it short. Oh, whoops. You know what would help? If this wasn't separated. Wow. I still don't think I'll fit it though, so we'll keep it like that. Can be used in defense. I still need to organize my card layout. I have no clue yet, but I did decide the theme is arcade. Okay, that's cool. Oh, thank you. They started out very different. I could show you what I don't know if I have the folder in here. They start out like it's like night and day. I don't remember where it was at. I don't know if I have it in these folders. Dude, it's like night and day. Just how different it started out just highly different. I don't know if I can find it. This is what the game's gonna call Monquest Dimensions Unleashed, but it has to do with the actual like story of the game. I don't remember where I put it. That's not it. That's not it either. I don't remember where I put it. I have so much in here. It might be in this backup drive. Oh, it was called this. I called it Deck Masters. That was their original name. And I changed it to Monquest because then I elaborated more on the story. And then once I figured out what my lore and my story was, then I understood that I could go more off what I was trying to do. I'm going to show you what these look like. The drawings weren't good at all. Like, dude, these look like way different. Like here's something called the Witch's Eye, and I had different things. Like this is a drawing of it, but it was okay. It wasn't terrible, but it still wasn't my favorite. I wanted a more bright look too, so, and then I wanted more of like a cartoonish kind of look, so I went further in. I did these in Krita when I was using it, but then I started finally understanding things I didn't. I mean, this still looks cool. I still might use this. And there's some art pieces of art, obviously, I can go back and try to use. I'm trying to find, like here, I could just show you a template of one. Like they look like this. This is what it started out as. It has a very Yu-Gi-Oh feel to it. But then I just kind of went and started kind of figuring out what more I wanted. Like here's the witch's eye. See, it started out like this. This is how I had them. I had this where it was like a magic like thing. Like this says it was a magic card. I changed a lot. The way it plays, everything. And this is how it started, but then I changed it. And I put 2021, but I started far before that. I just never really pursued it how I have now. And I think they look far better like this. This is a lot more vibrant there than just this. This looks okay, but it's nowhere near the level of that. Yeah, and see, I was trying to go for more of like a modern kind of like, if it was a modern day like card game, or if it was like a modern day thing. And this felt very fantasy to me. It wasn't bad, but it just wasn't what I was trying to necessarily grab, you know? So I started with that. I think this is a creature. Oh, that happens. Close the witch's eye. Oh no. Yay, Photoshop. I'll just close it. Let me save this. I gotta close Photoshop. Okay. We'll just do this. Yeah, and see, the thing is, I realized too, is I want to make this more appealing to, like, see, this drawing just wasn't good. It's not terrible, but it's not the greatest. I tried different backgrounds, obviously, in there. The shading's a very different style as well. The way I do it now is more like, I'll take a hue and saturation layer over it, and then I'll do it. This one I actually went through with different color tones and shaded it. So I took a darker tone of this gray. I mean, the fur looks kind of cool, you know, it created that texture, but it definitely, I think I could still take this and then probably revamp that drawing a lot more. It's not like I can't use the art there, you know. It's called the Barren Hollow. That's what it was called. I don't know what this was. That was a game I was creating. Never finished that. I'm trying to find the back. That's the... Oh, here we go. So this was the back originally. See, very different look. This feels more dark tone. This feels a lot more dark. But like I said, once I figured out the lore of the story, then I realized I had to go. But then I changed it to that. So it was like, and it's still built off the same concepts, because the front of the cards, still had the same concept of how it looks in terms of this, obviously, right? Like, it's still set up the same. But they had like insane attacks, but I don't think anybody wanted to count that much. They had their level here instead of up here, and their BP right here, but then I put it up with the level. Then I had additions, but then I took additions out. This corner part is their rarity, so I just had it as a C for common, right? This is their pack. This is Mon 1.0, right? Let me show you with the newer card as well. Go back to, nope, that's lightning. Where's light? There it is. So like, oh no, oh wait, no, I know what happened. Mistakes on me. It's saved in the... It's saved in here. And... It says Monquest Beginnings because that's the first pack. Oh no. Yeah, I might have lost it. It crashed. I don't know what happened. Unless I saved it in a different one. I don't think I did. Well, that'll suck if I lost it. I'll just show you the different card just in case I did lose it. We'll just do Darkundo. It did crash, so that might be my issue. But you can tell. See, I changed it where the rarity is in the corner right here. This is, they use these color marks now because they're a lot more visible. And I found that out from, you know, people who came to live stream. They looked at this, and then this became important because then it shows the rarity. Then I added a weakness. These didn't have a weakness, but I thought a weakness would be cool. I mean, there's a lot of difference. This is still here, obviously, just like the old one. Just the level is now in the top with the battle points, and I'm still using the same, like, kind of layout. It's just a little bit, it's changed up. And it still kind of uses, like, see, it has, like, some of them will have stuff like this, but then there's a pack now. The pack is actually in the corner. I just took the addition out, and I use this corner now for, like this. I'll show you. This corner is the I use this for, like, a promo corner now. The story for my TCG I had for a while, and even made a few characters for it. Originally, it was going to be a video game. Yeah, I feel you there. And that's kind of how they start out, you know. But it looks a lot different. See, I didn't quite, like, understand some things, but that's how the main card layout is. That's how they start out, though, you know. You have these ideas, and they might start out as a video game, and then you turn it into something else, or it might start out as a whatever it may be. It's all how you do it later, right? Now I gotta figure out what happened to Darsoto. I hope I didn't lose it. I mean, if not, I guess I gotta go make it again. He might be in here. Oh no, he's not. Oh no. He would have been in here. Dude, I might have lost him. Not good. Definitely not in the trash. I think I might have just lost it because he's not in here. That's gonna suck. Oh wait, there's something I didn't do though. Nope, Darkundo card, Darkmare, Dark. I think I lost it. I don't know what happened, but it just kind of crashed. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I don't think it's here. Wait. Ah! He has to be in here. Yeah, it says he's right next to it. I have no idea what's going on. I'm going to save it right there, though. Alright, well, I didn't lose it, so that's a good thing. Cool. Alright. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it again. You have a wonderful night, too. Have a good one. Alright, so. Okay, so now for Darsoto's ability, he's got Sunburst Kick. And the reason we're going to use Sunburst Kick, let's close these out. I might come back and use the Baron Hallow, actually. it's going to be awesome to use the Barren Hallow. And then I could use the Witch's Eye. I could use the same artwork still. But here's what we're going to do. I got to go back to equipment cards because the Soto Stone is what makes Dare evolve into Darsoto or Darkundo. So there's a Soto Stone and then there's a Kundo Stone that makes him evolve into that. So now it gives him plus ability, so he's going to get plus 40 to its attack. So it's going to be 340. And it gets plus defense, so its defense can be used in defense. And that'll be cool. That's something cool because it can be used in defense. It just means you have to break its defense. Well, you don't have to break its defense. So what happens in Monquest, it works like an RPG. If you put them in defense, then it takes a total of those points and then tallies them. So like if you have 600 and they have 320 defense, basically you got to knock the HP off, right? You can still take that HP out. You're just going to have to subtract the difference from the defense and the attack. When they attack, it's just who has, you're just attacking straight up HP. That's what they're for. The attacks are. But Sunburst Kick can be used, but it's going to cost 2 every time. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So you got to remember that is a pool of attributes you have that can run out if you use them too much. So that becomes an important factor because you don't want to waste your entire ability because then you waste that resource, right? I'm done with Darsoto. There's only one thing left. Hopefully I did it on Darkundo. I had to have. Oh, I did. It's right here. Darsoto now. Or Darsudo. I don't know exactly how I want to say it. I think it's going to be Darsudo. I need to put a hue and saturation layer, which I already have one, because now this is the rare cards that you can get in the game. I don't want to make them blue because Darkundo is blue, right? So I'm going to take Darsoto and we're going to adjust this. That's just normal. Ooh, that red kind of looks cool. So what's going to happen, I could do this like orange red. I'm going to do that, and then here's what we're going to do. So I take this edge, right, and it actually becomes this. And then what I do is I'll take this becomes the UU, which is called an Ultimate Unlimited. So that's the rarest ones, right? Then I come up and we throw this holographic layer, and then if it's a holo, that's what it's going to look like. Cool. So now I got it where I want it. So that's what it'll look like is a holographic for the rare one. So cool. We take that off. We're going to do this. We're going to change it back. So I still have the rarities from the old ones. But I don't really need these because these don't matter anymore. I have them saved in those back files. I could take the hue and saturation layer off. I could take the edge copy off. Do that. Hit Control S. Now I got to save this to the cloud. So I'm going to go to Cloud Documents. I'm going to go to Completed Cards. And we're going to go to Light Mons. That's lightning. Where is my light mons? There they are. Darsudo. Boom. There it is. Got it all saved up in there. Now, these are accessory cards. So we got Darkundo and Darsoto. Or Darsudo. One, however you guys want to say it. You'll come up with that name. I mean, I came up with the name, but how it's said. I really like the way this turned out. It's got a lot of awesome colors. See, if you take that off, it becomes, but I think this brings out that contrast and stuff more. So that's why I kind of went with that. But there we go. got that one done. So now I don't know if I have anything else to add to that one. Not really. But we got our ultimate unlimited for it, so that's pretty cool. Alright, let's see. Take that out. And let's go back. What'll be cool is once I have all this in Tabletop Simulator, then you guys will be able to test it out, which will be awesome. Now, I might even come make the game on stream, just so you guys can see. It's going to be a process. Now, I think that's it. I'll do like a promo card later, I think of. Okay, so then I'm going to have to start working on more equipment pieces. Because I got Sentinel Shield, Dire Iron Sword, Flutter Frame, and then the two of those. Actually, there's one I have, but I haven't. I still got to put these in here. I got those two, and then I got the Ruby Ring, or Ruby Pyramid Ring. This is part of a set. I have to finish the set, so I don't know what I want the rest of the set to be. But I know the Blazing Scarf is what I wanted to start with. And then Storm Grip. That's for like mechanical ones or like flying creatures. Looks pretty cool though. I'm on number 26. I'm going to have 200 of these, so it's going to be a heck of a way to go there, because 200 is, it's going to take me a minute to draw 200 creatures. That's going to be a while. It is going to be a while. I was working on these game assets, so like I was drawing this box earlier. See, so this is what I was working on. I'm going to add more advanced layers to this. But that's what I was doing, and then I have like sound design I do. Like here's all the elements for it. And then this was for Tabletop Simulator. I made some mats, and then I put them in the thing. So like this is one of the mats, and how it's, I thought looked cool. Here's another one. These are all going to take me a long time, obviously. It's all going to take a lot of time. But I'm okay with that. It all takes time, right? Come on. Alright. Well, I think I'm going to come back tomorrow. So, oh yeah. If you guys do come in on the streams, I'm now going to stream Monday, Tuesdays, and Sundays. The reason being is, obviously I have a day job, so it's going to be hard to stream in the daytime. On Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, it's hard because those are all, well, Fridays I could probably stream too, actually. I haven't decided on that one yet. But Wednesdays and Thursdays are very early when a lot of you are actually on, I've noticed. But Mondays and Tuesdays, I'll probably stream at 9 o'clock. And then stream for 2-3 hours. And then Sundays, I'll probably stream from like at 6 to 8. So I'll have that going. And then I'll be able to have a more set schedule now too. Now that I have a more like a job where I have more balance now. So that's where I'm gonna go. So Mondays, Tuesdays, and Sundays right now. Maybe Fridays, I don't know. But I'll get to that decision once I start doing this new thing. But I think tonight we got pretty far. Got Darsudo done. Talked about game design and my experience, obviously. And Oni Boy was here, and we talked about, his life. And we talked about a lot of different things. And it was awesome. But, hey, if you guys are watching this later, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to keep seeing more. Hit that like button. It helps the channel out a lot. And if you guys are just interested in the card game, leave a comment. And I'll catch you guys later. And thanks for being here.